Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. It's been a great weekly in Super Auto Pets in many ways. We almost got 2 10 pieces in a row. Do you remember that? How quickly they forget. Now, I will say this team, I'm not in love with it, but I'm in like with it. And I think in time we could see what happens there. Let me be a cheesy ice cube. The kind of thing that would make you send back your Diet Coke at the restaurant. Ants are just like insanely sick with it. As you can see, that's a win against a team that was like ours but worse in every single way, which I'm going to blame predominantly on their shop. Now, you add a mosquito to the squad for favorable trades. I think we're going to peach up a mosquito, make the best of a bad situation. We have our level up on turn 3, could give us a camel. You start to think about the way that the world could look after that, and I think that, to be honest with you, we think we're looking at a pretty good situation. But there's a whole lot of variables. I just assumed we'd get exactly what we needed, I suppose. So how about this? How about this? Dog. Gain 1 health, 1 attack till the end of battle. I think we could take a shrimp. You know what? I don't think it's good. Let me start you right there. But I think if we're going to be buying and selling like crazy anyway, like we might as well take it for like a couple rounds because his stats are pretty solid. Yeah, like I stand by it for now. Just for, but you got to get rid of it early. This is the first time I've taken a dog since the nerf. My only dream is not that it's going to become a great unit, but it could leverage, you know, our existing squad to get some wins in the early game. That makes sense to me. Friend summoned. This is, I'm summoning a friend, right? Is this not summoning a friend if I just put one on top, or does it have to be in a separate spot? Because that's an admitted nerf. But you know what? Look at this. Sell me anyway. Use me anyway. Sell me anyway. We're on 7. Roll me. 2 shrimp. Don't mind if I do shrimp. Honestly, we'd rather combine, I think, and then just buy one more time. You got an 8-10 dog that's going to go back to not a 3-4. I think it'll be a 3-5. It looks like it's soaked up 1 buff. Again, long term, not feeling fantastic. Short term, feeling pretty good. Wonder if you can use a dog in some ways now, the same way you use an elephant, where you just sort of toss it in as like an also, like you toss it in not intending sometimes to care about the hurt triggers. Instead, you're just like, oh, we'll just enjoy the fact that it is reasonable stats. Well, we'll start here. Hold on. I don't know. I'm thinking, okay? What about a big armadillo that maybe could make a level 2 crab pop? You ever think about that? Quick little sell. Remember, there's no pills this week, so we gotta hedge our bets a little bit. I am gonna sell the mosquito so I can summon a crab, so that I can add you, so that I can summon a crab, and then I think the crabs definitely do best like this, and then not fully sold on that. So you're gonna be a 5-10. Coincidentally, how tall the haters say I am. Coincidentally, how tall I actually am. I think we buy the leech, sell the dog, use the leech to suck up the armadillo a little bit. I don't know. I'm getting increasingly skeptical. Our whole squad just got blown out by a single garlic, so that's not amazing with it. But gives all friends +1 health. I mean, that's a sizable improvement. I really don't want to sell a crab, because the crab should synergize fairly nicely with this buying and selling we got here. I mean, so does a dog, to be fair. Yeah, that's pretty true. It's a good point. We should buy something. Should just buy a quick ant. We could suck it and kill it, but we really would rather the armadillo get killed instead, or the armadillo get sucked instead. I'm not a huge believer in our overall success on this run right now, but all I will say is that it seems interesting. Hard to believe that this is gonna get us there. But maybe, I don't know. We did generate quite a lot of HP. Oh my god, we're actually gonna win this round. So when we go up against other weak squads, we get disproportionately favorable trades. That's pretty nice. Okay, got one of these. Now you're generating quite a lot for us. How about a sell, and then a buy, and then a sell? I'm happy with the buffs, although now I'm like, our crab is just a good unit in and of itself. It doesn't really need to copy anything. Now you're giving 2 HP to all units every turn, plus the leech gets 1 extra. It's not a staggering amount of stats, but, you know, in aggregate, it can make a big difference. I hope. Guy who has no confidence in the current strategy he's running, it adds up. That blowfish is going to be kind of nasty. Kind of extremely nasty with it. Wait, we're going to win. Holy cow! He's kind of doing it. We definitely want to sell you. And then we have to, like, buy you, sell you, sell you. And then I'm kind of like, what if I buy you? Sell you. What does that take us to? It takes us to 8. Give you one of these. I don't want to buy you just yet. Maybe I do. Maybe I could do a buy and a sell. That's 2 extra HP somewhere down the line, and then we could always suck the crab's HP. The reason I say that is because the crab copies HP anyway, even though we don't really want it to. We're just doing this basically to save 3 gold next turn, I think. Yeah, I have no idea if this makes any sense. But you know what could go up? I know right now you're like, we got no attacking power. And that's like highly freaking true and obvious. However, in the future, we may. Or we could even get like a walrus or something like that. And use our walrus to give these really tanky units death touch, and then who cares what their attack is? Then we're onto the moon. Zoom, zoom, zoom. We're going to the moon. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Do I even need to tell you what happens next? We're going very soon, is what happens next. Well, I think you should take this, and I'm happy running our squad as it stands, honestly. Even 4-squadded. There's something to say about a dragonfly coming out next turn. I guess we'll still keep it. The chocolate, that is. Dragonfly? I mean, bison had a certain je ne sais quoi as well. I guess I would feel comfortable selling my crab at this point. We are going to get overscaled, so you got to be like... I mean, it's happening as we speak. We actually weren't that far off. But to lose to a TFT player does hurt. But check this out. Look at this. And then sell me. And then buff me. And then buff me. And then hammerhead shark me? Would I sell a crab here? We really need some attack. I would sell a crab. Or no, you could also sell a shrimp, though. Yeah, I think you're going to want to sell a shrimp. And then start, like, I don't think a scorpion's the play. I did think about, like, using it on a triceratops instead, but everybody getting 2 HP just seems so much better to me than one unit getting, like, +3/+3. But it genuinely does depend on what the +3s are, because we could really use some attacking power. But look at, dude, like, we're getting a lot of mileage out of just having a lot of HP. I'm pretty stoked. This was, like, my first ever real armadillo run that's ever stood a chance, I think. So now I think you gotta go. And then you show up. And especially as you level, we got some real hurting power that can come out as a result of that. I'd like to save some space for chocolate just in case. And this is a very, very tanky team for turn 11. That's okay. It's still okay. Look at, I can weather the storm. I can weather the dang storm. We get like a level 3 walrus And it could even happen by way of white tiger. Then we're looking crazy with it. Look, am I wrong to think that this looks very good right now? Not to mention, we get, what do we get? 4 extra gold per turn? 6 extra gold per turn? That's crazy. Have you lost your mind? We're kind of sick with it. Where you going? Where you going? Right there? Okay, don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. This is crazy, man. This is a very unusual team. And it is doing some very unusual things. How about one of these? Still got 13 gold. Honestly, why don't you just take a 1-up too? Why don't you hit level 3 and take a 1-up? Why don't you take some extra HP? Don't really need any other 1-ups. I mean, I think the whole squad... Basically, we just want everybody to have as much HP as possible. And it is doing wonders, man. Look at the squad. Do it. Do it. Hit the hammerhead. Thank you so much. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We win these. We win these. And we didn't even need all the peanuts. Now, this is an unusual team. We got a little armadillo. Brrr. We got a little walrus. Brrr. We should have stalled a little bit and tried to get some hammerhead action, man, because this is a weirdo team. But it fit the bill and it worked wonders. How interesting. How bizarre. Let's take a mosquito. Let's be how about a fishy millionaire? Like on Who Wants to Marry a Multimillionaire with Darva Conger. Anyone else 100 years old? You see this show? You heard of this show? It's like the second reality TV show made in the early 2000s. No? You've never heard of it? Stop talking about it? Okay, fair enough. I'm being silenced for my views. I'm being silenced as a result of what I viewed, I should say. So far, so good on this run. And dude, I'm telling you, this has been a fun weekly. They did a good job of like reducing the power level of everything. And we win this one too. As a result, units that were previously middling can now compete because there's a relative dearth of scalers. I'm for it. I'm very for this as well. I'm very for it. I'm very for it. Not that for it. And honestly, I'm not a believer in the duck level at all. I think we're really looking for leech. Like, leech is the enabler this week, at least as far as I can see. No sweat? Still not sweating? It's reopened my third eye for super auto pets. I feel like I'm seeing the Matrix a little bit again. Okay, whatever you do, don't just roll endlessly. Like, let's at least generate some prospects for us. I'm taking an ant just so it can hopefully like level up in the future. It's 1 away from a level, and it's actually like a sensible unit, although we usually have to sell it instead of kill it because there's no pills in the pack this week. But it's still, dude, we're doing fine. Everybody else is in the same boat. There's 4 wins. A second dodo. I'm fond of it. A third dodo. I could not ask for more. Now, honestly, I think our moth is enabling favorable trades. I hate to say it. I'm going to sell the ant. I'm going to buy a mole to get a relatively small buff out of it. And I think I would buy a feather bird to help out our camel. But we have not gotten the camel as off the ground as I would have wanted to by now. Unfortunately. But that's okay. That's life. And we are still living. We're dying, but only slightly, only a small death. Let me get one of these. And then I'm not even going to sell. I'm going to aim for the level 2, which very, very rarely happens. But, you know, I think the levels are of relative importance. 11 HP camel, but we do have a little garlic. You never know, man. You never know. Guy who knows voice, you never know. It adds up. It does add up. We won that round. I'm a little surprised. I'm feeling like we're starting to break through, but on to the downside now. We're starting to face more teams that are stronger than us. Dude, the moth has got to go. It's going to take us 2 rounds to set it up. We can at least get a level 2 camel. A level 3 frigate bird. I don't even know if it's worth it, but our level 2 frigate bird, did I say level 3? It's a rarity just for it to exist, so a bit miraculous just to be this far. I'm thinking that the starfish, not so much, but maybe in some situations, but I'm actually thinking the shrimp kind of goes off this week. And not in the way that shrimp normally goes off. Like if you work at a Red Lobster, for example, where you're like, don't serve that, it's gone off. And of course, I immediately dumped the frigate bird when it's outlived its usefulness. But 2 crocodiles is some pretty solid stuff. See? 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 I think we're still pogging. It just barely won, but we won nonetheless. Okay, now we got to get this team into gear. Especially being like 2 away from lethal. It's a scary time. Definitely leveled crocodile. Level 3 camel, but we need way more buffs to really make this pop. I don't, 10 is a hard, it's a hard bar to clear here. Like, I'm fully cognizant of the fact that our dodo is kind of doing, like, absolutely nothing. We sort of need, like, a lot more out of this, but that's in the long term. In the short term, we just got to 7. I don't think a monkey scaling is, like, good enough by itself. And I could be wrong, to be clear. I could be wrong. I'm just going to keep buffing this camel. There's a part of me, obviously, that thinks maybe you can get something goofy going with, like, white tiger in front of a white tiger. We don't always get the opportunity to make it happen. This is horrible! This is horrendous! Cherry? Tiny Gamer 420. I'll remember the name forever. Okay, buff me. Hit me. Another crocodile. Sadly, that's not really what we need right now. Freeze it regardless. I think not getting the leech early it screwed up my plan a little bit. Let's put it that way. Because, I mean, the rest of our squad is relatively unimpressive, but technically holding on. It's technically holding on. Okay, I can't believe, with a little ant luck saved us from a draw, I think. We didn't get the sort of synergies we needed early. That doesn't mean it's over. It just means it's tough. I would still rather roll than just buy like a 1-up. I'm sorry. I'm crazy like that. I also, maybe a little bit too much of like an adherence to units that shouldn't be here. Like, what is this level 3 mosquito doing for us? Occasionally picking up a kill when it's convenient for them, apparently. Yeah, we're toasted here. Leech Camel is really good this week. I'm not disappointed, like, with an 8-win game. Really, Leech anything with a hurt trigger seems to go pretty hard. But we got one more in us for now. Let's try something like this. Inedible fries, dry fries, legendary fries. All 3 of them describe McDonald's fries at different times of the day. Good shot. Good shot. Terrible ant luck, but good shot. I'll accept my draw. I accepted with grace. I think we deserved a draw there. Our teams were almost identical. And we got many different ways to get a level. Maybe we get 2 levels. Just hypothetically. Maybe we get 2 levels. And we get a leech and a camel. And then extremely Jeff Tweedy voice. Nothing's ever going to stand in my way again. Let's start here. I don't buy the jellyfish. I don't respect it. I don't respect the wasp. Honestly, I wasn't that impressed with what the dodo did for us this time. Last time. I'd rather roll to try to get another level or a better unit. I'm taking a shrimp, dude. I'm taking a shrimp. We'll take a shrimp. Level up a beaver. Combine our ants. Sell the beaver. Get some HP out of it. Buy the chinchilla. This should be a draw. I'm big into the shrimp this week. I think that HP, we proved to ourselves at least, that HP scaling can be really good this week. I don't take a wasp, okay? I simply don't. It's a slap in the face that you'd even ask me to do so. I take great personal offense to it. Sure, why not? And honestly, like, you do generate HP. So I think I have to place some respect on your name. All right. A pill bug, I basically bought it to be a distributed peach that also has a little attack. Anything it's got on top of the peach is just gravy. I lived. I lived. I died. Not surprising. The team's not quite there yet. But give it time. Like, you're gone. You're gone. I don't know why you're sticking around, honestly. I'm personally going to say it's just a little too late for a camel. Not less on the ant, please. That's all I ask. He's just sticking around just because he's already here. Okay, never mind. I will be taking a camel, and I won't be taking questions. I will, I'll sell an ant. We need to buff HP a little faster. And then I'll buy a pig. And then I'll sell a pig. 2 gold for 1 HP. That seems like a pretty... Well, 1 gold for 1 HP? That seems like a pretty sweet deal. I think we gotta freeze you and take you. Can I tell you? We know that camel and leech can't leave if this squad is to have any chance. And it may not have a chance, but I think it's got a reasonable shot. So that means we have to sell the mosquito. The mosquito is a 412. That's a tough sell, man, in a literal sense. Maybe we don't care about a starfish. Sell your mosquito, because I'm crazy with it. And scale that HP as fast as you freaking can. Obviously, the starfish would have generated a lot of nice triggers for us right there. But you gotta pick your battles. I rolled through it once more. Okay. These are all worth buying, man. And I'm starting, maybe it's foolhardy. I'm starting to believe in this a little bit. Now, I think the garlic for maximum win potential has to go on your camel first. Or, sorry, on the leech first. I know you were like, yeah, the camel. And then I said the leech, and you were like, what? You may be right. Ant luck. Ant luck. We're on lethal, right? No, we're not even on lethal. I'm feeling great then. So we already ran the armadillo. I think we're a couple of turns past it now. We're moving on to something else, okay? Try to keep up. You get the next garlic, camel. Go ahead. One of these. I think you do just buy the armadillo. If we lose this round, we lose this round. I wouldn't even cry about it. The thing we're desperately seeking right now, though, is like a third shrimp would really hit the spot, so we can do some combinations here. Is that the hard part here is nailing the pivot. I think we got a long way to go. I think we're fine right now, though. Like, they didn't even make a dent in my prodigious amount of HP. A shrimp. Thank you so much. It's exactly what I requested. Now, did I think about running 3 shrimps for a minute there? The thought crossed my mind. I'm not going to lie to you. It had crossed my mind. This can't work, but what if it does? What if it does, you know? Like, it really doesn't stand any chance. But if it did... No, that's not good. This is very bad. Now we're on lethal, and I got a chip on my shoulder. Is 7 straight wins possible? Not only is it possible, it's probable. Okay, I've decided I can't back that up. I've decided that unique statement had no merit whatsoever. Doesn't really make any sense. Certainly doesn't vibe with what reality is indicating to us right now. gotta tell you, this team is not looking that bad. Now, the level actually has to go to our camel first, I think. But we need more chocolate for that to happen. I want to say some toxic things about this team. Namely that, how did you make it this far with a team like this? But then I was actually genuinely concerned that they might beat us, so I decided to hold off. Now that I know I've won, I've said, how'd you make it this far with a team like this? Sorry, toxic? Yes? And then yes and yes. I think it's the best way for us to get out of this. We needed some scaling like that. Then, you should be sold for a walrus, but we'll wait till next turn. Little lemon on my camel. Little lemon on my camel. I don't know about the armadillo. I'm still thinking this armadillo through, okay? Like, is definitely not too good to sell. They're me, but smarter. That hurts. That'll sting. Next up with the cut from his new album, Sting, Take Us Away. Never mind, we're pogging. That takes us to 5. We got a long way to go. Don't get too excited yet. Sell me. Now, straight up, I still think you got to go first. Or, like, well, I don't know. You're on the team for now. Okay, leech, we don't need to level. Armadillo, we don't really need to level. I think our ability to win or lose hinges entirely upon leveling up our walrus as soon as possible. Level 3 walrus 1-up would go insane right now. This is a very strong team. This is a mighty strong team we got here. Our order did not go so great for us, but you know what? Look at this. Still worked. And you all doubted me, and here we are at 6 wins, the minimum amount to feel decent about your performance. And now we got death touch. Oh, man. I don't even know why I bought a taco now that I think about it. Not really that necessary to have attack when we got 4 death touch coming out. They got their own death touch. What the heck? More? Armadillo? Armadillo me, you piece! Whatever, it's still good. Okay, did we find the potential scumbag tactic this week? I think we may have. Sure, the white tiger does provide us with more death touch, but honestly, I feel like you're gonna make it. I feel like, if anything, we'd rather, like, get some snipes out there. Like, the armadillo's not providing as much as, like, as a crocodile would. Because it's all things being equal, because you're going to get death touch unless you get sniped. But if you get sniped, that means they have a sniper, so we're probably going to kill you anyway. Now, you don't really... The lemons and the garlic are no longer necessary. A level on our camel is just a hard thing for us to swing. A parrot was kind of tempting, but I think we're maybe going a little too hard in just that one avenue. I don't really want a cheetah. I'm happy with what the shrimp's got going out here, like HP-wise. I guess the more HP, the merrier, for sure. Now, our leech is not really... Well, it's still generating some extra attack for itself, which I guess is largely irrelevant, but listen, okay? This actually seems like the perfect team to go up against when you have death touch and they're stronger. Never mind, I'm dead. I really thought we were, like, destined to make it. That only took us to 7. Still good, though. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We're having fun this weekly. If you liked it, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Subscribe if you want to see more in the future. I'll see you next time. See ya.